Hey everybody, I'm Sunny. Welcome to Sunny Preps. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy this video, and check out the other videos I have available. I'm just getting started and definitely appreciate your support. I just want to make a quick video today before I head off to work because last week was an interesting week for me. Both of my parents had surgery, abdominal surgery. One was urgent and was scheduled several weeks ahead of time. The other was pretty much emergency and was scheduled within 24 hours of the time that it was discovered it was needed. Hi guys, I started editing this on my breaks, my lunch hour at work. Now I'm getting ready to head home, but I realized I forgot to mention that both of my parents are in good health now and recovering nicely from their surgeries, so that is excellent news. Now back to your regularly scheduled video. So that made me start thinking about medical preps. First of all, if you have any surgery that you've been putting off and procrastinating and I'll get to it later, do it now. You don't know how long you're going to have access to good medical care. You don't know how long you're going to have access to medical care the same way that we have it now. You know, the government is trying to make all kinds of changes to the availability of medical care for different groups, and that may or may not affect you if you don't have health care now. I understand if you do have health care now, maybe you should take advantage of it while you can. The other thing is, you know, some things can become life-threatening if you procrastinate them, or they're harder to heal from if you procrastinate them. I think originally the wisdom was, if you need a knee replacement or some kind of joint replacement, let it go as long as you can. My cousin has been told recently that if she had gotten her knee replacement sooner, before there was so much damage to her original joint, that it actually would have been more successful of a surgery. And so make sure you have the actual current wisdom, check with a couple different doctors, get second opinions. And you see me wearing scrubs. I'm not a nurse or a doctor. I work in a lab as a medical technologist. I could wear t-shirts to work if I want, but this just helps me distinguish my work clothes from my home clothes, and I try not to wear home clothes to the lab where they're exposed to lots and lots of contagions. So, so I'm not a nurse or a doctor, and I don't want you to think that I am, but just don't put off medical things that you could do now, because if you have good access to medical care now, take advantage of it. And take advantage of it before it becomes an emergency, you know, while you can still plan to have some assistance, while you can plan your rides to get back and forth to the hospital, things like that. The other thing it made me think of is I do have a lot of medical preps, but there were a few things that I was just putting off and procrastinating on getting. One of them was a tourniquet, because I had seen one kind of tourniquet. I think it was Alan Kay. He was the first winner on the Alone show. I saw him in some YouTube video. I think he does have a channel, but I just randomly saw it and never found his channel again. And he and somebody else had reviewed this ratcheting tourniquet, and I thought that sounded great, and I wanted to find out what that one was. And you know, there are arguments for that kind and arguments against that kind. So anyway, while I was thinking about a tourniquet, I went ahead onto YouTube and I searched for comparing different tourniquets, or tourniquet review, something like that. And I found a YouTube channel called Survival on Purpose that compared 4 different tourniquets. Now this guy is civilian, he's not a medical professional, and he tested them out as if he were trying to do it on himself. So, you know, he could get a good feel for that if he happened to be alone in the woods, whatever. So I thought that was really a good review. It's Survival on Purpose. I'll try to put a link, if I can figure out how to do that. Put a link down below in the description to that video. I still want the ratcheting one to have in the car. I came upon a really bad accident one time, and there was a doctor that actually stopped. There were a lot of people that stopped and helped, and there were it was a sort of basically a Jeep, but one of those Suzuki Jeep-like things, open, and there were, I think, at least 4 young people involved. And there was a doctor that stopped, and he had the skills and the knowledge, but he didn't have any equipment with him. And of course, at that point, I didn't have any equipment with me either. This was 20 years ago, or more. And so even if I would know how to put on a tourniquet, but even if I don't have all the skills to use the equipment that I have with me, or if there's somebody there that has better skills, I will let them use it, but I would like to have the equipment available. If there's nobody there but me, I will do my best. So that also leads me to, so I've, schedule your appointments. I needed to get tourniquets. I also, one more thing I've been postponing or procrastinating getting for my just in case supplies are some antibiotics for my fish tank, which I found some, and I've started the order on chewy.com, I believe is the website. I don't have an affiliate with them, but you can get antibiotics to put in your fish tank, and they describe in there all the kinds of fish diseases that it fights. I have references of my own to see which antibiotics are good for which diseases. It's really funny that I noticed that the fish antibiotics are exactly the same as human antibiotics, but you definitely need to use your own judgment on that, do your own research, find out what you should do. I don't think it hurts to have a supply of antibiotics for my fish tank on hand. So I am in the process of placing that order right now. The other thing I want to do is look for some more first aid classes. I used to be a lifeguard, so I obviously had all the first aid and CPR classes that I could take at the time. Again, that was about 20 or more years ago. Oh yeah, that was probably more than 20 years ago. So I definitely want to update my skills, refresh my skills. I am going to look on the Red Cross website to see if they offer any local courses that can be taken. I also want to check with the local community college and see what kind of courses they offer that I might be able to take. So, I'll definitely take you along on that process with me if I start taking any classes or anything like that. They probably wouldn't let me film the whole thing, but maybe pieces of it, or I could come home and show you what I've been learning. So medical supplies is great to have. I have in my car what I call a get home bag. I don't see myself bugging out of my house, like literally strapping a backpack on my back and leaving. If it comes to the point where I can't use my vehicle, I'm gonna stay here and bug in and protect, because I've got my supplies here. I know the area. I know what I have available here. There's, and I have too much to carry on my back. I would not feel safer anywhere I could walk within a day of here. I wouldn't feel safer. Be another video, but it also has emergency medical supplies in it. For one thing, just when you're out doing things, you cut your finger, you do this, whatever, you have a sudden bout of diarrhea or you have a headache. But the other thing is, if you ever do come upon a car accident or somebody that has been severely injured in some way, you've at least got some kind of supplies to use or to give to another medical professional, or to a medical professional who has arrived on the scene without supplies. And so they're very basic, and we'll go through that sometime, but I wanted to add a tourniquet to that, definitely, and I've decided what I'm going to order, and I'll show them to you when I get them. I think that bug out, or not a bug out bag, the get home bag might be one of my next videos. But just what was going on in my life this week had me thinking about medical supplies, and I identified some shortfalls on my medical supplies. Now I have the safety gloves, I have some masks, I have lots of bandages, I have plenty of over-the-counter medication, and even some that I don't use very often and probably don't anticipate I would need to use, but people do use them, and maybe they'll be good barter items. I can't use Advil, but some people will want Advil. So even things that I don't use right now, I'm stocking up on just to have enough on hand. And you know, these aren't expensive items that I'm getting. I'm not getting the top name brand. Honestly, a lot of the stuff I have came from the Dollar Tree. So don't overlook the Dollar Tree for getting some good hauls on that kind of stuff. So when we go over the get home bag, you guys can definitely give me some advice as to whether you think I have everything that you would try to fit in this little bag. I don't have everything I want, but everything I would try to fit into this little bag. It's one other medical thing that I need, and it's an oddity to me, but I have a feeling there's a lot of people that might need it. I require special inserts in my shoes. They're prescribed by a podiatrist and put together by, you know, a special company that only does medical inserts in for shoes. Not the Dr. Scholl's kind of thing that you can have made at Walmart or wherever, although I wouldn't mind giving that a try, because insurance didn't cover mine. My insurance didn't cover mine, and they were $300. And if I don't have them, I cannot stand very long, you know, without pain. And actually walking is better than standing, but I can't walk very long either. And when I first really noticed this issue in my foot was when I was hiking through the woods. I got to the point where I wouldn't go hiking because my foot would start hurting so bad. And I finally procrastinated for a long time, but then finally went in to see what it is. It's a very known condition, and it just requires what they call a metatarsal cookie, but without it, it's extremely painful. So I definitely need to get at least one more pair of those. I'd like to stick an old pair in my get home bag just in case I'm wearing flip-flops or something, because I can wear flip-flops for short periods of time, or if I'm just running around sitting in the car most of the time and jumping out to run to the store, and sit in the car and jump out to run to the store, or you know, go to a meeting or something where I'm not wanting to wear big clunky tennis shoes. If I'm not needing to walk or stand, I can wear flip-flops. But if I'm wearing my flip-flops, and I don't wear high heels, but I know there are women out there that wear high heels. If you get stuck on the road wearing high heels, are you gonna walk home in those? No, I don't think so. So that's all in the get home bag though, and I just wanted to talk about the medical for now. So don't forget your medical preps. Don't procrastinate your medical preps. Have a good first aid bag, you know, together and ready to go, but also have backups and extras in your preps. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep smiling, because that's your best defense, because a rainy day is no match for a sunny disposition. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.